Please stand for the flag salute.
Yeah.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. Welcome to the April 22nd, 23rd, 2026 Egg Harbor City Council meeting. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Egg Harbor City Common Council was provided in the following manner. Advance written notice of this meeting was posted on the Egg Harbor City Bulletin Board, has been posted on the Egg Harbor City website, and advance written notice has been sent to the Hamilton Gazette and the Atlantic City Press. Roll call, please.
Mayor Petty will not be in attendance tonight. So we go, Mr. Dovey,
Here.
Heist,
Here.
Hesse,
Here.
Keener.
Here.
Ortiz.
Here.
Mr. Sen is not here. Mr. Timbers. Not here, and Mr. Wright will not be here.
And I'm here.
Oh, and Annette, I'm sorry. Oh, she didn't put your name on.
I was on the flag. I know, so I was.
I'm so used to her putting them on here.
Okay, number 4 is public comment for agenda items only. Is there anyone here that wishes to be heard on our agenda items for tonight? Yes. Yeah, please come up, state your name and address.
My name is Kim McConville, 426.
Yeah.
Kim McConville, 426 Hamburg Avenue. I'm here for the tower project. Really quick, I don't know if I can say this at this point, but I want to put on record that when the Mullica committee people were here, it was all Mullica people, but one Egg Harbor City resident. We did express the same concerns. They told us they knew nothing about the project, which we know that they did know. So I just wanted to let that be known. But I do have a couple of questions. My first question is, why can't the small lot that's towards Hamburg Avenue and Deer Street in between the two residential properties be either sold to one or subdivided to both homeowners? And that would keep that, like, it would keep their piece there and offer this company land that's in this new development that you're putting in for their apartment complex we're putting in and for their storage unit. It's kind of like you live in a residential area or a rural area and you know what's going on around you. And then they put this right literally in your backyard, or people that don't live there yet. They're going to move next to this. It's got the people that complain because they live next to the high school. They bought the house next to the high school, so they knew that noise was going to be there. Where these people bought these homes with this small little lot in between them, thinking it was going to be peaceful and quiet. Sorry. And I guess that was like my main two things for this.
Well, the one thing is we, in these parts where the public comes up and speaks, we're really not able to answer those questions at this point. So we hear what you're saying and we appreciate it. And this isn't really the forum for that because, well, actually, we have a finance committee that meets with this gentleman pretty regularly. So we'll broach that subject, but again, we can't answer those questions right now, but we appreciate you bringing them. Sure.
They have been talking to Stockton to join the program. So what happens when Stockton joins in on the deed, either before closing or after closing, and then they're able to get a tax exempt
They
status?
can't for that.
No.
This is a for-profit business. So I'll tell you that.
Is
as-
it's gonna be written up like as a deed requirement that it's gonna be, that it can't
He
be?
cannot, it's not a not-for-profit. He's not a 501c3 or anything like that.
But what happens if they add Stockton after the fact?
Well, that would be up to us. This is a redevelopment zone and we're not looking for that.
I understand, so I understand it, like, because I know they have talked to people over there too.
And he does want to partner with schools, but not in that way where he's looking for a 501c3
Okay.
nonprofit.
Okay, that's all I have for this part.
Okay, well, thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard? Okay, seeing none, close that portion of the meeting. Number 5, approved minutes for April 9th,
Make a motion.
2026.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Questions?
Yes.
I do have one question.
Okay.
I know I had mentioned something to Jackie and she told me to wait because there was something that wasn't written up quite right. And
On the
you
minute
told me-
you're talking about?
yes, could I correct it when
You
Meg
can-
gets here?
You can make a statement what you feel it should be,
Okay,
and then it's up to Meg to decide whether she feels it should be corrected or not.
okay.
So
So,
if you, in other words, when you vote on that, you can very well say, yes or no, but then you make a statement in regard to what you want.
okay, so. Thank
Can
you.
I ask what it was?
It was about when I spoke to
Okay,
the officer or did not see an officer.
okay.
But
Uh,
real quick, I just wanted for the record that
Sure.
Carl has now joined the meeting online. I just wanted to.
Okay, thank you. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
I have,
Ayes have it.
so was I supposed to say something then? Or was that enough?
Something now, as long as it's on the record.
Okay, I just wanted to say, when I was speaking to the chief, I did not say that I saw an officer. I said I did not see an officer. That's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we'll check with the clerk and make sure.
Did we have a motion, a second? I didn't get it.
Yes, we did. All in favor?
I made the motion. She
Motion and
Thanks.
adopted.
Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, that was number 5. Number 6, mayor is absent. Council committee chairs. So we'll start off with safety and sustainable.
Okay, I got a lot.
Okay,
I don't have anything for safety other than there will be a meeting in June, early June 2nd at 10 a.m.
June 2nd,
2nd,
10 a.m.?
Yes. Sustainable EHC, we held our Arbor Day program last Friday at Pilgrim Park. We distributed 15 full-size fruit and spring flowering trees. We planted with the Public Works Department 2 northern red oak trees in the upland section of Peace Pilgrim Park. And the Public Works crew demonstrated how to properly plant a tree. And we had 30 students from the REACH program at the community school participate in the scavenger hunt. We also distributed red oak tree saplings to those who attended and weren't eligible to get a tree. And we gave the leftover trees saplings to the school so they can conduct an Arbor Day program this Friday. So I wanted to thank everybody who was involved and thank the Hamilton Gazette for the coverage. It was great. And I just wanted to remind everyone who's planted trees that we're in a severe drought at this point. So please make sure that you give your trees 20 gallons of water a week for the growing season. I don't have the winners of the Arbor Day photo contest yet. When the items were packed up, all the little tags that were on the back of the thing fell apart. So I'll have to check with Brenda to find out who the winners are. And our next event of our spring environmental series is Tomato Basics with Belinda Chester of Rutgers Cooperative Extension. And we'll have a limited supply of tomato plants available for those who attend. That meeting will be held here in Council Chambers, 10 a.m. Saturday, May 9th. And then the following week, we'll have the Nature Trail Walk at City Lake Park. We've also received the first draft of Heat Island Mitigation Plan being formulated by Dell Atlantic Conservation District, which is follow-up to the Heat Island Assessment adopted earlier this year. That we'll share the recommendations that are in that document at our special meeting being held 6 p.m. Tuesday, May 26 here at City Hall. And it's important for the public to attend if they're interested in what's in there. And we don't want people coming back, including council members and residents saying, well, we didn't know that was going to happen. So come to the meeting or log on. We'll have a link for a Zoom and find out what's in the plan before it's adopted. We have a tree committee meeting this coming Monday at 6 p.m. here at City Hall. And the next green team meeting is Tuesday night at 6 p.m. here at City Hall. That's it. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Joe, can I ask,
Sure.
Renee, you want the draft posted online or not?
Not the draft yet.
Okay,
We'll do it ahead of that meeting.
all right.
Council President,
Yes.
I'm on the safety committee and I'm going to respectfully request to be removed from the safety committee. I cannot have meetings during the day at 10 o'clock and I've specified this numerous times. I can meet after 6 in the evening or on Fridays. So you might as well fill somebody in there who is retired, who can meet at that time because I cannot do it. So you can remove me from that committee and put someone else on.
Well, I didn't set the meetings. It was set by the clerk. So I was told,
Quarterly safety meetings.
yeah,
They're really for the employees. They are really not for council.
Okay, so why do we keep,
Just so you know.
Yeah, that's not the regular safety committee. of
Okay.
council.
Yeah, that's
the-
not the council safety.
okay, so we haven't
These
had
are
a council
employees.
safety meeting yet, so that's just keeps being the quarterly safety meeting that's being
yeah,
recorded.
that's what I thought it was.
Okay, that's fine, then I will stay on it. Cause that's the one I don't have to get to, cause I keep, I keep saying, I can't be to that
No,
meeting.
no,
And
those
I don't
daytime-
want to, take
those
up a
daytime
seat that could be
quarterly
used by
services.
somebody else who could be productive in the committee, because I cannot be.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you.
All right, Councilwoman Hesse for code and for
I have nothing for Rotary and code. I'm gonna leave it to Jerry. Hopefully he could fill you in on what's going on in the code department. I have no idea. Thanks.
Can I mention, I'm on code too, but I wanted to ask if Jerry could maybe contact Mullica Township and see if they could do anything about the graffiti on the old car wash. Because people think it's in Egg Harbor City and it really is.
Thank you.
Poor.
I will contact Mr. Hadley. There you go. There you go. That says it all. But I will contact him. No problem.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Dovey?
I'm gonna let Jerry give the Public Works update just quickly. The crew is very busy. They've done the cleanup after the storm. Started cutting grass and of course they're working many hours out at the lake, putting in the water and sewer. So they're pretty busy.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ortiz?
I don't have any update for parks or for school. Board.
Okay, Mrs. Heist?
I have nothing.
Okay. That was number 7. Chief of Police, number 8.
All right, since we have last met, let me just give you some numbers. We've had one reported burglary, 1 case of fraud, 2 simple assaults, 6 thefts, 6 motor vehicle accidents, 9 pedestrian stops, 89 traffic stops, total of 71 traffic citations issued. We've had 12 arrests, including 2 DUIs, 7 business alarms, 196 crime prevention activities, 4 domestics, 26 EMS incidents, 7 follow-ups, 607 property checks, and 8 public service calls. Don't know if you recall, last meeting, there was, I think we had like 20 thefts. And I did mention that a lot of that was Wawa. So in order to help deter that, what we did, I directed our detective to come up with an operation plan to help deter theft. So we have begun working with Wawa. We will see an increase in uniformed officers, and they also did some undercover operations in order to try to combat some of the retail theft that has been going on at Wawa's throat. But at some point in time, they may need to get their own security. But for right now, the increase in uniform presence seems to have mitigated some of the theft, and hopefully just our presence there occasionally, even if we're just going to get our coffee, will have people think twice. In terms of trainings, we had 1 crisis negotiation training. One of our officers went to that. We had an officer go to a mandated child abduction response training. Every department has to have an officer who was CART, child abduction response training team certified. So that was 2 days out of his regular schedule. Had some officers go to their Alcatest recertification. We have to get recertified every 3 years in order to operate our Alka-Test machine, so we can go ahead and do that. So all of the DUI arrests, we have to make sure that all of our people can do that. Other things that we did, on the 17th, last Friday, in collaboration with the New Jersey State Police Crime Suppression Unit, 2 individuals were arrested following a targeted narcotics investigation and the execution of a court-approved search warrant. This happened on the 500 block of St. Louis Avenue. A Cody Ryan, 37, and Jamie Winters, 43, were both arrested and were charged with the following: unlawful possession of a weapon while committing a controlled dangerous substance offense, unlawful possession of a handgun, possession with intent to distribute CDS, possession of CDS, 3 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia with intent to use, 3 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia, 4 counts of receiving stolen property. Both were lodged in the Atlantic County Justice Facility. We remain committed to working alongside of our state partners to ensure the safety of our neighborhoods and address the unlawful distribution of narcotics and illegal firearms within the community. We have to say these charges are merely an accusation and not proof of guilt. In all criminal cases, a charged defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. But that's all I've got for you. Any questions, concerns?
Questions for the chief?
I do have a quick question. Do you know what CIT is? The
Crisis
crisis.
intervention training, yes.
Yeah, I do know. Does Atlantic County's going to have a VRT session pretty soon? I don't know if any of your officers want to attend it, or if you want any of your officers to attend it.
So I think the crisis intervention training that there is coming up, I thought that was only for dispatchers.
No, so
No?
Cumberland just did one, and that was for state and sheriffs and local PD and. But I think they're trying to get Atlantic County to run. I know they do the VRT, but I think they're trying to start up at CIT.
So I know that the Church by the Bay does do the CIT usually twice a year.
Okay.
And I think maybe that's the one that I saw recently that is specifically for
For dispatch.
dispatchers. It's rough with the CIT because it's a 40-hour class.
Right.
And that takes a lot out of
It's a big punch to your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's definitely worth it. I mean, we do have one veteran who is on the veteran response team. So he did go through that. And yeah, but it's definitely something that I'm interested in. It's just right now with people out.
Got you. Thanks, Chief.
I had something. I just wanted to clear something up from the last meeting. Our chief brought something to my attention. I saw a photo of myself at I don't know if anybody knows, from last meeting, there was an issue with the pickleball courts, and I didn't think that the police had responded. However, I had seen a photo that the chief had given to me, and they were there. However, in my defense, I was never approached by them, and I was the only person in the pickleball court. So I was picking up balls and I had never seen them. So I would hope that in the future, that when a resident calls, that they would at least speak to the resident to see whether they're okay or that everything is okay before they leave the scene. So that's all I have to say. And although there is one other thing, I do have I don't know if this is the time or not, but the pickleball courts are getting ruined. I have pictures of what they're doing to it. And it's not even, I mean, maybe it's a year now, but there's not only the tire marks, but they have e-bikes. And I'm guessing it's because of the e-bikes and they're just like keeping them in one spot. And I have them on here. If you can show it on the screen, it would be nice.
Why don't we do that in committee?
Okay.
And we'll deal with that.
Okay, because they're really starting to rip it up, and it's a shame. It really is. And I do have a little, I was thinking possibly we can put a lock on there, like with a code, so that it can change monthly or something, and maybe, that might help. Don't
Turn
know,
that
just
over
a
to the
suggestion.
recreation.
I will.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
To address that,
One Buffalo at the Sprague School, 911 caller reported juveniles riding their bikes on the pickleball court.
that's the only information that our officers were given. So while I understand that you may have expected officers to check and make sure that everything was okay. The only information that they were given was that which was said. So you were there,
Right.
they don't know that somebody else didn't call. Additionally, unless a 911 caller specifically says, there's an issue, I want to speak to an officer. And dispatch usually does ask that. I know that they didn't this time. They're not going to make I don't want to say a big scene, but we have had issues where people have said, why are you letting anybody know that I'm the one that called 911? So we didn't have that information from dispatch. That was the information that was relayed to the officers, which was 911 caller, kids on the pickleball court. They didn't give any information or any kind of indicator about who the caller was or anything like that. So typically, if a caller does want to have contact with the police, we absolutely will follow up. They were not given that information, so
No.
that's why that happened.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Anything else? No? Okay. Thank you. CFO?
Thank you.
Nothing. City clerk?
No.
Okay. City attorney?
I don't have anything, unless you wanted me to, walk on the redevelopment plan ordinance.
The add-on that we have?
Yeah.
Yeah, would you?
Sure.
That's an ag one.
Yeah, that's what she handed out earlier.
And it was emailed to everybody.
So, go ahead.
So this would be for a first reading. It's ordinance number 10-2026, an ordinance adopting an amendment to the redevelopment plan for the Gateway rehabilitation area.
And we're talking about the Acme site, right?
Yes.
Are there any, so this would be presented tonight as the introduction of the ordinance. And in a couple of weeks, we would have the public hearing.
And this will be going to the land use board
Yes.
after this Tuesday,
Next week, yes,
this Tuesday, the 28th. It's coming to. Okay.
28. Okay, is there a motion to introduce this ordinance?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. Motion has been made and seconded. Questions on that motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, ordinance has been introduced.
Oh, yeah, that was,
That's it.
what's his name's on
Is
there?
that Carl there?
Yeah.
Hi,
Oh,
Yeah.
Carl.
I'm here
Okay.
in
you-
Florida.
You said this.
Okay, thank you.
Joe, is that on the agenda or is that just an
It
add-on?
was an add-on.
I mean, it just says May.
Actually, Chris sent it an hour after Meg.
No, I just was looking to see where it was to,
Yeah,
okay,
on the
no, that's fine.
agenda.
He missed it by an hour for the agenda.
No, that's fine, thank you.
All right, number 12, administrator,
Already?
already.
As far as code, we have 2 new employees in code, both code enforcement officers. They replaced Mr. Hadley and Mr. Hinkie. And they're doing really well. One is local and the other one is Malika. He's from Malika, so he's almost local. Just in the first 2 weeks, we have, I've spent a total of 8 hours training them. We've written up over 60 code compliance reports, 37 tall grass reports, which were issued this week. We issued 3 dilapidated roof violations. The building subcode official, our acting Gus Morgani, he issued a unsafe structure. And then with the assistance of several officers and our detective, we did an investigation for a squatter in a bank-owned property on Chicago. 450 Philadelphia Avenue, I was informed today, that is the green in color house near the luncheonette. All the permits have been issued, all the demo permits, they have their pine lands, they have everything else. So I was asked to motivate the contractor today to get that down.
I would have missed that property.
Right.
It's been like that for 40 years.
Right, so that'll be down soon, as soon as I have a conversation with the contractor. So code is moving along, we've had, a pretty maybe 2-week, 3-week disruption because of the resignations. And we're back up on track, so we're doing pretty good with the individuals that we brought on. As far as the pipe project, DPW has had to maintain mowing, which is very difficult when it's 90 degrees and it rains. So we've done the best that we can. We're almost caught up with all the sites to be able to do that. The pipe project is extensive. I did have the opportunity to tour our council president, and we realized that a little bit more than they thought it was. But I knew what it was. And so we have in our possession 6,000 linear feet of pipe, of which we've installed 2,000 linear feet so far. We have 7 manhole structures being built right now. We have the electric marked out. We did have the county come and test our wells, which passed. I don't have a report today, so I would have had a report today if they failed. So they passed. So we have a backup plan in the event that I can't get water connected at the street. I do have the ability to open up the campground with the existing wells and the existing septic that's there.
Do we have any idea of what American Water can do there?
I talked to my engineer, it's my favorite person on the table here, and he says not really. So,
Yeah.
right.
And
Is there somebody we can call?
there will,
Push it along.
we need to get some things in and then we can get some reaction and see how long.
Okay.
So there's a lot
We can talk about that.
of moving parts.
So we have the ability, with the equipment that we rented, we have the ability to put in about 500-600 feet a day. So we can go pretty fast. The manhole structures are 9,000 pounds each, so they will have to be set by the contractor. And then we will have a plumbing contractor connect to the existing buildings that we have, the existing concession stand, the graded building, and then the 2 bathrooms. So we'll have a licensed contractor do that, they'll pull the permits and get it all inspected, all of that. So we're moving along, it's just that there's, we don't really know if we're gonna have water for the season, public water, public sewer. But we do have a plan, which is our existing facilities to be able to continue to operate.
Great.
That's as far as public works.
Jerry.
Questions? Yeah.
I do. I have a question for, about code. Is there any way that you could continue to send, or not you, but the code department, send me the reports and what's going on?
So what I want to do is we have training scheduled with Mike Mangold on Thursday.
Mhm.
I want the programs to spit out the report as opposed to what was happening, which was the Excel spreadsheet,
Yeah.
which was extremely time consuming. Yeah, so,
Yeah,
and
great.
they are using, both individuals are using the iPads out in the field. That's how we take pictures and upload it to the program.
Wonderful.
They're very comfortable using them, especially Bobby McLean. So we're doing that, but yeah, I want to get Mike, and that's my next Thursday, I want him to train the staff, the new staff members, but also show us how to spit out reports. Because it's redundant and ridiculous to have the individual. So we'll get there. We're just not there yet. So right now, we're operating on work orders. Basically, I meet with them in the morning, I provide them work orders. We interact with the police because there's some issues that are kind of, a little bit up in the air. And then our construction officials, Steve Buckhopper and Gus. So we're in communication like that.
And is the initiative still in place?
Yes. So,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, we're doing everything. The only thing we changed, Councilperson Hesse, is the report structure.
Mhm.
I wanna
Perfect.
come to a different report. I wanna eventually get to a different report structure.
That would be great. Thank you.
Jody's nodding her head.
Yes.
Yes, right.
Take away from being manual.
Right, exactly, yeah. Any other questions?
Any other questions for you?
I'm
Mr.?
working on my tan every day, as you can see.
Keep that sunscreen.
Slow step. No, I'm not that smart.
No, basil cell's not funny.
He mentioned it, that I was amazed at what they're doing out there, and it's, we sit up here and we say, oh, let's put water and sewer lines to the campgrounds at the lake. And sounds like it's, we push a button and it gets done, but there's a lot to it. And if we would have had to go out to bid and RFQs, RFPs for a contractor, would have taken time and money. And we're saving a lot of
Sealed
both.
bid, right? This would have been sealed bid because of the cost.
Still
Yeah.
below price.
Yeah, so we appreciate it. Thank you for your
Sure.
guidance.
I think we're saving a lot of money and I know that the staff is learning a lot. They're telling me they're learning a lot. They also tell me other things, but I can't do that. That's just how it goes. That's how it goes.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's not an easy job, thank you, Jerry. My husband does it every day.
I know,
For
it's not-
American Water, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Maybe we should call him.
Nah, he doesn't.
The guys can see that they're expanding their abilities and knowledge, and so that's super refreshing to see that, right?
He already left you stuck in the shower once.
Right, he did.
Jerry, can I ask you one other question? As far as Gus goes, is he's just going to be on the payroll until they get the license? And then he'll no longer be working?
If and until, so if our employee cannot get the license, then
Right.
we have to have a conversation with that individual, with our employee, Brian.
Right.
But I'm pretty confident that he will get it.
Yeah.
And then Gus will still be what he was in the past, which is a fill-in individual for our subcode.
So if we needed him,
As we,
and how do we pay him?
per day.
It's per-
150 per day,
How much per day?
150 per day.
150 per
He
day.
comes in twice.
Okay.
And whatever, whether there's 50 or 20, he gets another on.
Okay.
And he also can fill in for Buck Hopper as well, which is a nice, Steve's in Cannon Hill. So if I had something, he can also do a lot of the stuff.
Mhm. Okay, great, thanks.
So the other license, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. All right, thank you.
Well,
All right, number 14, that's one of the ones that you would recommend.
Well, you missed it.
Oh, I did it again. I did it again. I'm sorry.
No offense, Dave. Happy to
And,
skip.
and thank you for this nice colorful map.
Sure. Do you want me to show that or review that or?
You know, you could, you could.
Okay, so I'll go through the normal report. Sorry I didn't get a chance to distribute everything. It was 350 work day and I thought it was crazy kid, so. It was a fun day. Yeah, pretty, well, I got this map produced, so, I'll go through all the projects real quick. Buffalo Avenue, construction is progressing, we're moving along there. They're still finishing up, doing the curb and sidewalk work. After that's done, they'll come in and do the road. The road portion will take a day or two, once everything else is done, ready to go. And then APS is usually very good about getting all the restorations done, either right before or right after they pave, so, expected everything to be done in the next couple months.
When did you say the road should be paved?
I don't have that scheduled yet. They're finishing up the concrete week or two away and then they might let it sit for a week, just let everything settle out. They didn't have much pipe work, so there's not, if you do extensive pipe work, you want to let all the trenches settle for like 90 days. There was barely any pipe work, so we're not gonna do any of that, but it shouldn't be more than like a couple weeks.
Okay.
yeah, I was out yesterday walking with John Inspector, with Michael, Ryan's colleague, and it's probably 2 weeks of concrete and curb work. And then it'll settle a little bit and then they'll bring it.
When was the blacktop?
Ryan,
Yes.
why was there not much pipe work? Isn't there stormwater?
So
Pipe?
they're not in that section. That's the 400 and 500 blocks. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
a little higher. We did actually have to add, there was a sump pump system that just continued to run all the time. So we ended up adding a little collector drain to bring that down to the inlet, so it wasn't discharging on the road all the time. Other than that, I think we replaced like one inlet and one little stick of pipe. That area is relatively high. It kind of goes down towards Beethoven and Arago. So that's 2 blocks away. It's sort of trending down towards the 200 block from the 400 500 block.
And is that culvert on the corner on the opposite side of Burger Street going to be repaired?
So I don't think we included, I think Berger was the limit. And I don't think we crossed over to the other side.
That's really bad.
That the inlet itself.
Well, the Public Works Department, barged it to get the cast iron thing back in.
Okay.
But the depression there is so deep, it's really hard to make that right-hand turn.
All right, I'll take a look at it, but if it's on the other side of Burger Street, it's probably outside of the limits of our application. I know we already extended a little bit of curve down Burger because there was a section that was pretty beat up. But
Yeah.
I'll take a look at it. We can address
I
that.
know DPW looked at it a couple times and did some work on it in the past.
Yeah.
I don't think since you've been here.
No, there was actually an inlet that was a low spot along Buffalo that didn't go anywhere. It wasn't connected by pipe to anything else. It was just a local low spot. And it appears that Public Works installed like a little just infiltrator inlet there years ago to try to solve the drainage problem. So we actually regraded the road to eliminate that. So we brought all of the drainage down to the corner, and there won't be a puddle at that low spot anymore. There have been for the last 40 years.
Well, it's getting lower and lower and lower.
Yeah,
And
well-
at the curb where that big tree was removed,
Yeah.
is that going to be repaired?
Yeah, that's gonna have to be.
From the corner to the terrace.
Yeah.
The whole stretch there?
So originally, we were trying to keep that tree, and when they went in to do the service walk, the roots were everywhere. So, yeah, Mike, I think, met with Jerry, and then decided to take that down.
That Burger Street section is for the fall, right?
So I think we're gonna do a small section of curb now as part of this,
Mhm.
and then the rest will do.
In the
fall.
There is a pretty big pothole there by the terrace, Seventh Terrace.
I mean,
Work order.
Work order, I'll make it a work order, yes.
Okay.
I have a question. We're having issues with our storage and what they need to do is redirect. And they were really hoping that they can go to Beethoven. Unfortunately, the manhole is not lined up with Beethoven. It's
Okay.
just off. I'm just wondering why it wouldn't be lined up with our terrace.
Got me, I mean,
And I'm just letting you know, like now, for the next for
Yeah.
for moving forward, you know,
Yeah,
to make sure they're lined up.
There's lots of anomalies and oddities all over town, and I've got lots of stories from old council people. That, we wonder why some of the roads don't have enough slope, and I get stories of like, well, they were trying to save money, so the council president, like this 50, 60 years ago, would go out and like push the stake down so they didn't have to bring so much fill in, and like lots of goofy things happened over the years. So how we got here, I don't have an explanation for. All I can do is try to fix it going forward. Now that's New Jersey Americans' problem.
Yeah.
Not our problem.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I was just wondering if that's the norm or not, but I was told it was not the norm,
Yeah, so
not to put it right in the middle.
Typically sanitary sewer, right, is run down the middle. Occasionally you get to areas where there was a storm sewer problem or something else, and another utility went first, and somebody put the utility down the middle of the road, and this actually came up recently. The junior engineer was designing the project, and they were like, "Oh, I have it preliminary laid out," and they had the storm down the middle. And I said, "Somebody in 40 years is going to hate you. Move that over to the curb line and don't do that."
Yeah.
So we're going to avoid that in the future elsewhere.
Thank you. For somebody else.
Yes.
Did you ever put on past meetings about our walk with the water?
I think we did, but we can recap that. So New Jersey American Water has had a pretty extensive water main replacement project, and they're replacing a 600-foot section of sewer on 10th Terrace.
Yeah.
So they, I think, are just doing that now, or maybe just finished. But we met with their paving superintendent, and approximately 90 days after they finish all of the subsurface work, with the water main and sewer work, they're going to mill and overlay all of the terraces that they do work in, and a large section of Claudius or Camp, I think it's Camp, couple block section of Camp Street. So you'll all of the roads that you go down now that you see like a giant, trench repair, they'll all be full width milled and over at the conclusion of this project. But even if the work drags out a little bit, it'll be 90 days or prior to school.
Okay.
So we had that conversation with them, make sure that the paving work is done, even if it's 75 days, 80 days. We'd rather see the paving done and, cut it a little short than paving and sort of thing. So, yeah, at some point in August, you'll see all that paving work out.
And what terraces was?
10th, 11th, and a section of 12th, and then a section of Camp Street, around from 10th.
Okay.
So that's the primary area. We have a little map that we can share, once they finalize.
It's around
That'd be
Boston.
great then.
Yeah, yep. So that's those. Okay, campground improvements, Jerry sort of went through that. We're still working through lots of paperwork, but we're making progress. City Hall ADA improvements, I think we got the last submittal selection sorted out, so they have placed the last material order. They're trying to get all the delivery dates lined up so that once everything's here, they can come in and knock it out quickly. Again, we're going to time between council meetings, and we'll let everybody know as far in advance as possible, so any other meetings can be located. It's really just the dais area and the ramp on the side, so the room will be open for the rest of it. But the dais will not be usable for a week or so.
Are we looking at getting places for something additional?
Yes, we are. What
And
else?
then Ryan, Megan, and I met at the senior center.
Yeah, so that's further down my list. But I can jump to that. So we responded to an RFP that you guys had to put out because you're using federal funding to pay for some of the soft costs, the engineering, design, and inspection. We are in design for that now. It's upgrades to the senior center, redoing and reconfiguring the bathrooms and the kitchen, and redoing the floor throughout the first floor area. So that would be a nice significant improvement there.
Yeah, and when I met with Megan, it was, county people were there as well. So they're aware of what's going on and what we're doing and all that.
Yeah, right. And it is, it's interior improvements, also exterior improvements, so that the entrance ramp and everything is ADA compliant, which it is not currently, and a door, threshold, all that kind of stuff.
I have a question.
Yes.
I remember when we toured it, I noted that the men's bathroom floor, subfloor, needed to be replaced.
They're getting totally, well, actually, they're getting reconfigured. Will be,
Okay.
I think it's 2 instead of 3, or whatever it is, it's like the whole layout.
There'll be 2 ADA and 1 bathroom that would be for staff, non-ADA bath. So there'll be there'll be 3 bathrooms there, 1 kind of dedicated to staff.
Right, that's what it is.
And the kitchen will be ADA and the flooring.
I didn't want any of the men to fall through the.
Yeah, no, it'll be
You were in the men's bathroom.
total
The
gut.
men's bathroom.
Don't ask me, Paul.
There's a lot of work.
Gotta go, you gotta go.
It's a lot of work.
Yes, yeah, it's a good amount of work. New Orleans Avenue subdivision, we're still trying to work through a deed restriction that the county was requesting that we felt was a little over the top. So as soon as we get that resolved, we'll get that filed. IMAX Stormwater Project, we were intending to advertise that on Tuesday. And on Monday, we got an email from DEP's Water Quality Division that they felt that some of the enlarged pipe sizes would trigger the major development threshold, which is like a nightmare. So we spent the last couple of days going back through things and trying to demonstrate that where we made enlargements, it's not a capacity increase. Like there's more capacity on there's one spot where like the road comes down Claudia Street towards your bridge. And right now there is no pipe, it just flows in the road, but the capacity of that road gutter to pass the road, the capacity of the water is actually more than what the capacity of the pipe will be. So all we're doing is shifting that flow from above grade in the road to, so we had to demonstrate all kinds of stuff like that.
Big unit, huh?
Geez, yeah. So, yeah, and I tried to explain like DOT has minimum thresholds for when you have a single cross drain, you're allowed to use a 12-inch pipe. Once you have more than 2 inlets contributing to pipe, it's supposed to be minimum 15, which you guys have 12-inch pipes everywhere. So we tried to upsize some of them to be compliant with DOT and RSIS. And they said, well, that's still an enlargement unless you flatten it such that the capacity of the pipe by gravity flow is less than the prior 12-inch, which might have been a steeper slope. So it's been a lot of
Who's that with the DEP?
yeah, so the bureau chief of the water quality division. Yeah, so they, for whatever reason, kicked to him at I think the last minute, or I don't appreciate it, but whatever, we're here now. So yeah, it's been a lot of just trying to demonstrate that, you know, what we're doing is okay, and making some adjustments where, you know, frankly, we couldn't demonstrate. So there'll be a couple 12-inch pipes going back, we would like to have 15, but how much we do? At least it'll be new and not 80, 90 years old.
Is any of it on Beethoven Avenue over in between New Orleans and San Francisco?
Yes.
Is that?
Yeah, that whole
That's-
section. So all those old city silos, that's when we laid out this project. I mean, we submitted plans in March of 25. When we laid out this project, we targeted a project that we felt wouldn't require a permit because we wanted to be able to qualify for the fiscal year funds. And in order to do that, you have to be under contract before June 30th. So we kind of got kicked out of the FY25 program. We're now in line for the FY26 program. But again, the original intent was like, let's get something we could do quick and easy and, you know, wouldn't be a question on funding and all those old city style inlets. The DP wants to get rid of all of them as fast as possible. So we identified them, we identified replacing all that pipe that was put in the 30s and 40s. So it was all kind of like the low hanging fruit that would require a permit. It's all replacing existing stuff that's aging and growing.
Are they doing anything else there? Because it seems like it's just like really low when it goes over the road. It's just the pipes that are the problem there? Seems like it's more than that.
Pipes and inlets. So we weren't allowed to really increase collection capacity as part of this. Because if we did, the Water Quality Bureau would flag it and we'd have issues. So we scaled like way back, and they still flagged it and had issues. So I'm glad we didn't get more aggressive than we did. But we do, we applied for and are supposed to receive a $2 million planning and design grant, which is all towards the an H&H study, which is hydraulic and hydrologic analysis of the entire watershed that contributes to Harbor City, and a complete redesign of the stormwater management system, all of which will require extensive permitting. So that is a longer running program that's just to fund the design and the planning part. The clean water funding, which is the $3 million you can use towards construction and soft costs, that one, you needed to spend the money, you needed to have a contract awarded by a certain date to lock the funding. So it was like, all right, let's replace what we can replace now, because we're gonna get $3 million a year. That's what we qualify for. We have like $50 million worth of infrastructure to replace. So let's replace what we can replace now, and then we'll circle back with that other money and we'll do a full analysis of everything and figure out how to reconfigure the system going forward. So we did try to target areas that we thought would qualify for enlargements. A couple of areas we had like existing 15s, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but we upsized it to 18s, just trying to, you know,
That's one of them?
We know where we're going. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of them that was flagged. So we actually had to like flatten the pipes out a little bit to show that the capacity of those 18s were not more than prior 15s. But it's a lot of gymnastics to try to, you know, make the numbers work on a page. So,
Okay.
but yeah, we're trying to spend the money as wisely as possible and get the city as much of it as possible as we can get, because that program will not go on forever. And we can get $3 million in FY26, and we think we can get $3 million in FY27. And again, we got $50 million in needs, so that gets you a little more than 10% of the way there. So, you know, if we can get that locked in and then continue to do the longer term planning and permitting, that's our approach.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it would help, not hinder the situation over
Oh,
there,
yeah.
because that's very bad over there, very bad.
Yeah, no doubt. And yeah, I mean, we did a little preliminary work to try to figure out what the numbers were going to be, but again, we were kind of limited in the scope of what we could do. And even in the conservative approach we took, we still got flagged and had to justify a bunch of stuff. So, like I said, I'm glad we didn't get more aggressive, because we really got jammed up. Yep. So
Thank you.
sure. Okay.
I have a quick question pertaining to the terraces as well too. When you guys run, you guys are doing operations on the terraces, are you guys contacting ACUA to let them know? Because I know they just did. It happened 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, but ACUA they skipped the whole entire terrace, and there was numerous people that were calling me that just so happened.
trash pickup?
Yeah, for trash pickup.
When we've met with American Water to plan out these projects, we've asked them to make sure that they coordinate with ACUA. It's not us doing it, it's they're doing it. So we think and we rely on them doing it, but not necessarily. Any issues though should probably come to me if you hear anything, and then I'll be able to get the ACUA individuals who kind of round things up like that or fix things like that right away.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Calling you.
Yeah. That's the best way.
That's
Because we asked them to do that kind of make sure that, you know, you coordinate, because we're gonna have those issues.
Yeah.
I've even volunteered Public Works to bring them to the end of the street if we need to, and then bring them back, because I have who gets what cans. They just, sometimes they miss.
Right. Yeah. Yesterday I had to go drive around, find them, and then tell them like, "Hey, don't forget it." They told me they'd drive through it, check it out. They did, and they came back, so it worked out.
If he doesn't answer his phone, you can find him at the lake.
That's right.
All right.
In a perpetual state of construction, I mean, the American Water Goal.
I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I mean, they made a commitment to the city that they were going to spend almost $15 million over the next 10 years. So they're going to spend $1.5 million here a year on average, which is a lot of work. But yeah, I mean, when we talk to our contracts in Jersey American, they're telling us, oh, our policy is this, and we do this, and we do this. And then they have to sub work out to Pioneer Pipe or to other contractors. So they have to explain it to them, but it, you know, the message always doesn't make it to the guy.
Got you.
When there's a local issue, New Jersey American, they're happy to address it, but you know, it doesn't always translate to the guys there. Sorry, that's all. Okay, so let's see. Two more things. We are trying to get our survey lined up for the section of Camp Street and the section of Burger Street that are funded by the FY 2026 municipal aid. So that's we'll try to get that in this year. Worst case scenario will be next spring. Let's see. Oh, and then the tower site. So we took the developer's latest plans, which I requested, just for context for everyone, for council and the general public. The stage that the developer is in right now is going through permitting. So we met with them. They have been working on concept plans. They have been working on soil borings and everything else that's needed to advance the project. And they have to put on paper anything that they might ever do. Because if you don't get it permitted now, it's very difficult to go back and permit it later. Especially because the rules keep changing and getting harder, seemingly everything now. The resident who came up earlier and spoke about the potential for development over near some of the single family homes in Deer Street. From my conversation with the developer, I don't think that's anywhere near the top of their list. I don't know that they think that will ever happen. But they want to put it on a plan and they want to get it permitted now because it's much easier to do it now as part of this larger, overall push than it would be to try to circle back and figure out something later. So, I mean, he's really trying to maximize the plan he's putting forward and get everything permitted and then sort of circle back and, execute the project that he's, really envisioned. So I handed out that to council and I'll show it to the photo. So this is the copy of the developer's plan, literally a complete copy of the title block from the engineer. What this shows is the entire redevelopment area that the city has designated. There's a couple of areas that are privately owned that are, that's why these pieces are here. All of this green area is wetlands and wetland buffers that will be preserved. That is 60 plus acres, or about 60 acres of the site. The whole site is a little over 90 acres. The development portion is about 32, 34 acres, depending how you count it. This red area is a former landfill that existed and was closed and was ceased to operation at some point in the 60s or 70s. This landfill is not currently closed. Closed is an official term that the DEP uses to indicate that all the testing was done and a closure plan was approved and executed either with clean fill cap or impervious liner or whatever the the contaminants and whatever the material in the landfill requires to prevent further damage and to the ecosystem in that area. So the city at some point in time was going to have to go in to where that entire red area and likely clear it and likely place a cap on it, whether it's 2 feet of clean fill or impervious cap or otherwise. We were going to have to deal with that at some point. And there's some funding for the investigation portion. There's very little funding for the redevelopment. As part of this redevelopment project, the redeveloper took that on, has been investigating it and is working through the closure process as part of his project. He has proposed parking areas on top of the landfill. That's one of the very few things that you can do there. You can't put any facilities, you can't put any residential, you can't really do anything like that. Parking and solar are really the primary things that you see on top of those landfills. So again, that's a 6+ acre area that the city was going to have to clear and do something with anyway and spend a lot of their own money. And now they've been able to engage with a developer who is taking that on as part of the process. So the yellow areas are areas that would be clear to develop. The red, again, is the landfill. This smaller green band here is an area that the developer could clear if he wanted to, but is proposing to preserve to try to, offer the site a little privacy and provide a little buffer. He's going to try to keep some vegetation in the landfill area. He may have to clear that and revegetate, depending on how the closure plan ends up going with DEP. But his intent is to keep a vegetated buffer around the site. And again, he's clearing and developing about 1/3 of the overall site, a little less. So this is the portion that the one resident developed previously in the top left corner of your Deer Street. Again, that's not at the top of their list, but it was part of the redevelopment area. It's upland area, so it's technically developable. So he wanted to get something permitted there as part of this process, just so that, if this thing goes gangbusters and he's really, pushing for space, he does have an area where he can expand the operation.
So he's really just doing that, just proposed. This isn't something that he definitely wants right there. Because I was just going to suggest, couldn't it be down in the light green area down by Washington Avenue?
Can't do it.
As you
Yeah,
can't see
so
there.
the
It's a
light green is all wetlands and wetlands buffer. So he's maintaining He did not go in for what's called a buffer reduction model, where you can try to squeeze the buffer size down to get more developable area. He stuck with the default 300-foot buffer for wetlands, for all of the wetlands.
Anything in
That's-
green you can't use.
Because I thought there's two different shades
There-
of green, and
there
I thought
is.
the other shade is,
Up near the
The
front of
woods.
the site, up near Moss Mill, or I'm sorry,
Right.
yeah, up near Moss Mill Road,
right,
down near Washington, right up on Moss Mill Road, that area could be cleared and developed in theory.
as opposed to the other.
Right, but again, that would kind of take away, he's trying to buffer the facility, so you're not staring right into this parking lot in that area. He's trying to maintain a vegetated buffer around the site.
Right.
So from the road, you're not gonna see a whole lot.
That's the idea, yeah.
Mhm.
So,
But I was just saying, if push came to shove, you
right, but
could still move it,
yeah.
you know,
so-
as opposed to putting it in between.
And again, this plan hasn't been presented to the city formally in any capacity. He chose to go through the Pinelands process first, like, and get that to completion before he comes into the city's land use board. That is where we have discussions about impacts to residents and traffic circulation, and
Yeah.
stormwater management and all of that stuff. So like, I don't have stormwater management calculations. I don't have any of the things that ultimately will be reviewed. And I'd say because I am the land use board engineer planner. So ultimately, all of that stuff will get submitted. We'll have all of those discussions. Anyone within 200 feet will get a notice that there's a public hearing about this development project. They're welcome to come and speak the piece. There's a whole land use board, which is all residents of Egg Harbor City. So they're all there to hear concerns and vote on. And they don't have to just vote up or down and approve or deny. They can have discussions with the developer. They can put requirements in the resolution that he makes certain alterations or something as a condition of approval. So everything that's here is not like locked in. This is just what the developer is seeking a permit for the Pinelands Commission. And again, when you're going for a permit, you push the boundary as far as you're going to possibly go, because you don't want to have to go back. So I just wanted to provide some context and some visual of what, this actually looks like.
Thank you.
Sure.
And in an effort to give full transparency to this project, you shared that without the colors
Correct.
prior to this, and that's what kind of started everyone's concern.
Sure.
And I understand that, but we're at a point now where we haven't had a formal, as you said,
Yeah, the city hasn't
presentation.
formally received any plans. I asked the developer's engineer for just like a courtesy set, so we could, have an understanding of how things are going. So as they're working through the finance process, they're refining their plans and making revisions. So I just wanted to see where they're at. The land use board hasn't received these, the city hasn't received these, but there's been no formal submission. People say,
There's one other thing that has come out since we've been talking about this in public here. This tower site, the mayor put together, and we could post this online, or we could do whatever we want to do with this, share it. But it talks about everything that's happened on this site since May of 2009.
Right.
And all the different projects that were proposed, and most of them, or all of them, have not come this far
yeah.
until we're at where we are today.
Yes.
And we're still not to a point where any formal presentation has been made. So
There was a whole bunch of threatened endangered species work that had to be done for various plants and animal species. There was a snake study, there was numerous plants, there's barred owl study, all kinds of other work that had to go in prior to the Pineland submission. Barred owl, for example, requires a spring and typically a spring and fall study. The snake study runs like 4 to 5 months through the season. So, yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of prep work. The landfill, he's got to deal with DEP solid waste. There's a whole bunch of, I want to say about $200,000 worth at this point worth of environmental investigative work, which again had to happen one way or the other because it's ultimately the city's obligation to close this landfill at some point. So, the fact that he's taking that on, relieves the city of a pretty significant.
And the asphalt cap is permitted to cap. Got the landfill board.
Correct, yeah, depending on what the contaminants are and what's going on with the groundwater plume underneath. Sometimes you have to put an impermeable liner over the entire landfill. From our studies that were conducted at this site in the early 2000s to mid 2000s, we found that it was primarily household producible waste, which means the stuff you throw in trash at home. And there wasn't really any significant contaminants of concern. There was no significant like groundwater contamination or plume. But again, that was a preliminary investigation. So as part of this, the full environmental study will be conducted to make sure that there is no plume of contaminants, washing downstream underground to people's wells or to other, to other sensitive receptors. So, if we're not advancing this project, the city's not in a hurry to close this landfill only because it's a significant financial obligation.
And to put that in context,
Mhm.
how much do you think it would cost to cover that landfill?
I mean, just the investigative work to this point has been $200,000. Just to
That's
start
not
to
doing any
figure out.
remediation, right?
Correct. That's not the cap, that's not the closure plan, that's not even finishing.
So we're talking millions.
Millions, easily, yeah.
Do they have an LSRP
Yeah.
person working on it already?
Yeah, they engaged GZA, who actually did the site work for the coal gasification site over by the city's train station. So they've done extensive environmental work in the Culver City.
And unless we could get grants for that, that would be a city expense on the
Correct.
taxpayers.
And typically, as I said, the investigative portion you can get grants for. We've actually worked with the developer to secure grants to help, ease the burden and the cost of that, because it's still city property. But on the remediation side, typically the most you can get is 25% or so. You have to, kind of like what we're doing at the Antwerp Avenue landfill, you have to engage with a developer who has a financial end use, which will bring, money to the project. So we've engaged with the solar developer over there. And now they're going through the same process. And again, they're going to take on that obligation to help get the city's landfill closed. And, have a funding source, which will be the solar generating facility, which will go on top of the landfill. So for most municipalities for this type of project, it's a huge burden to come up with a couple $1 million to try to close the landfill without some kind of productive reuse at the end. So, to think that the city was just going to go in here and clear this little land, or clear this 6+ acre landfill area and just deal with that and not do anything with this site is just frankly not how these usually go. There needs to be some kind of financial incentive to push the landfill closure to actually happen.
Right.
How is the infrastructure grant going for that? Excuse me, don't we have something?
Sure. So we applied for a very specific funding source, which was for infrastructure upgrades to support movie production studios. So as you can imagine, there were very few applicants. We were one of them. I think we were one of either 6 or 7 recipients in the state. And I think we were one of the largest awards. And it was to improve infrastructure. I think the application envisioned along Moss Mill Road to add where possible curb, sidewalk, lighting, roadway improvements. If we need like an acceleration, deceleration lane for widening. So that was what that funding source was for. So
We did get it?
yeah, we
did,
did
yes.
get that grant. We're still working with the developer. Because as they continue to modify their plans, we don't want to lock anything in place and go out and build it, and then he, revises his plans and we're doing something different. So we're kind of waiting for that process to wrap up. So we have plans that everyone's comfortable with, that the city approves, and then, we can sort of circle back and figure out how we're going to make those infrastructure improvements to support the project.
And how long do we have to use that money for the grant?
As far as I know, it was supposed to be 12 months from the final execution of the agreement. And we've been working with them. The execution agreement will essentially be when everything's in place and ready to go.
And so we'll wait until then. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Trying to give that information.
Questions?
That was great.
Thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Anything else on your engineer's report?
That's it for me.
Okay, thank you. I won't miss you again, I'd say.
No offense taken.
But I will refer to the administrator on number 14. You're asking for that to be tabled.
Yes.
Okay, is there a motion to table?
I'll make a motion.
One second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Was that aye, for, or against?
Oh. 4.
Or, okay. So motion passes. It's tabled. Number 15 is a resolution to allow qualified purchasing agent QPA to award Windows contract.
You want me to explain that?
Yeah.
You elaborate.
So basically, our bid threshold is 53,000, but the state pay to play threshold is 17,500. So this, rather than have to do a non-fair and open resolution when we need something like we just did to do for the pipe at the last council meeting, this would allow me to award those contracts that go up to the bid threshold.
What's the Windows deal?
It means between the 17.5 and the 53.
Not Wednesday.
I thought it was window too, yeah.
It's the window of those two.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
makes more sense.
Yeah, okay,
Okay, is there a motion?
yeah,
Second,
second.
motion made, and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry, roll call.
Dovey,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes,
Keener,
Yes,
Ortiz.
Yes.
Timbers
Yes.
and Ms. Galway.
Yes.
resolution passes. Number 16 is resolution to renew the tree man contract. Is there a motion?
So moved.
second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Dovey,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes,
Keener,
Yes,
Ortiz.
Yes.
Timbers
Yes.
and Galway.
Yes.
resolution passes. Number 17 is also recommended to be tabled. You want to elaborate on that, Brian or Jody?
Yeah, it was really just lining up the financials to, we received this grant in December. It's not like an emergency to award it. It's kind of scattered all over the place in town. And we received less than we applied for, so the city's gonna have to cover the soft costs. So just give us some time to line everything up.
Figure that out.
Yep.
Okay. Is there a motion to table?
So moved.
second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion tabled. Number 18 is a resolution for the annual recycling grant application. Please.
Every year, we have to apply for the recycling tonnage grant, and that is based on our recycling rates and also based on reports we get from like commercial recyclers as well. So that ACOA prepares it for us and submits it on our behalf, but we have to pass a resolution to apply it.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution passes. That was in favor, I think. Okay, number 19. A resolution approving the Fourth Amendment to the agreement of sale between Atlantic Motion Picture Studios LLC by Jonathan Saker and the city of Egg Harbor City, and authorizing the mayor and the city clerk to execute the amendment on behalf of the city. Questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's a question. The ordinance, this is a resolution, right? The resolution.
Yes, so the
states
resolution
that
for the
settlement will be in 1 year. And I'm thinking settlement should be sooner than that if he gets his approval, because it's based on him getting his Pineland certificate of filing, that he would go to settlement. But the way this reads it as settlement in April 30th of next year.
So I think it's.
So can that be on or before or no later than?
Yeah, my understanding is intended to be by April 30th, not on.
So it says on.
And I did confer with Mr. Orlando about this, Alina. And he said that he actually recommended us do the year. And because if it goes another 3 months and we keep doing monthly
Right.
or 3 months at a time, it'd be easier to just do this. We don't know what Pinelands is gonna do, how long the land use board's gonna take and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
but my understanding is he is to settle with us on the land
Mhm.
when he gets a certificate of filing by the Pinelands.
Intent, yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, I
So
think
that-
to your point, on should be honorable.
On or before.
Yes.
I mean, I have no problem giving
Can
him
that
the
be
year that he
changed
needs.
here
Yeah.
now?
Yeah,
We
it
could
can,
do
it
that?
can, it can be, yeah.
Right. So with that addition, you want to put that in?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Is there a motion based on that comment?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Dovey,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes,
Keener,
Yes.
Ortiz.
Yes.
Timbers
Yes.
and Galway.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Number 20, the public hearing on ordinance number 7, calendar year 2026, to extend the municipal budget appropriation limits and establish a cap bank. Is there a motion to hold a public hearing?
Motion.
second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, our public hearing is now open for ordinance number 7, And Jody, you just want to explain that to everybody?
Oh.
Number 7. I
I
didn't know.
Sorry, I feel like I say this every year. Basically, it just allows the state sets, an appropriation cap of, leave the max. Well, that changes every year, but the max you can do is 3.5%. You don't have to go up to that. It just allows you to do that, and it also allows you to bank it for future years if you pass this ordinance. So we always do it so that we can have it that bank.
Okay, anyone wish to be heard? First call, second call, anyone wish to be heard? Seeing none, is there a motion to close the public hearing? Motion made and seconded,
Let's second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Is there a motion to adopt?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to adopt. Roll call, please.
Dovey,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Ortiz.
Yes.
Timbers
Yes.
and Galloway.
Yes.
Number 21 on our agenda is to pay the bills. Is there a motion?
No. Second it.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Dovey,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Ortiz.
Yes.
Timbers
Yes.
and Galloway.
Yes.
Okay, bills are paid. Number 22 is public comment. Anyone wish to be heard? First call. Anyone wish to be heard? Yeah, it's open.
Everything and anything.
We do have a 3-minute window, and the thing is, it's public comment, so council really can't give you answers at this point, but we'll hear what you have to say, and we'll take it into consideration.
Well, apparently there's an agreement of sale.
Name and address, please.
Name and address for the record.
Again, this, you don't know me from now?
You still have to do it for the record.
For the record,
Doesn't matter.
for the record.
And this is 5930 Deer Street. So I assume there's an agreement of sale, and it sounds like they extended it for a year. Is that what happened? The addendum?
There's
Yes.
a redevelopment agreement in place, which is extended to allow for the permitting process to.
Oh, I see. So they were supposed to settle sooner, I assume.
We don't really want to get into
Is
discussion.
is that something that the public can see, this agreement of sale?
Sure, it's public record.
Yeah, and is that posted somewhere?
You can make an Oprah request for it.
We can look at the agreement of sale.
You can certainly make an Oprah request.
Okay, that'd be interesting to see. I guess that's all I have. I just.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Histon. Thank you. Anyone wish to be heard?
Okay, hello, my name is Megan Biondi. I live in Egg Harbor Township. I am a member of a group called Indivisible. I want to start by saying the energy in here. So I'm not sure if you guys heard about the data center in Vineland. You guys are so much warmer and more welcoming. Like, it's insane. It's like night and day. So like, I think that that's a beautiful thing, like the open discussion that you're promoting. Regarding the film studio, I came today to check it out. Spoke to him in the parking lot. Very, very charming, but
We think so too.
Yeah. But like, I do have concerns regarding like just, I don't know, seeing what's happening like to our world and seeing land be developed. Like, I think it's really important to take a second and to really consider those factors, especially. I'm not sure if you've ever seen, but like maps of New Jersey, when you look at the Pinelands, it looks sacred. Like, it's one of the only like undeveloped parts of basically like New Jersey. And it's really beautiful land that you guys have in this city. So I just think making sure to really consider like these factors and being like, okay, like, because this thing can be developed, but what if it's on something that already exists? Like, what if it's on, I know you guys mentioned it might be like the last, like the redeveloping lands. I'm not familiar with all the terminology, but like if there are other potential options of where to put it, if there's something else to be done in regards to it, or just making sure it's very thoroughly thought out. That's all.
Well, we appreciate you coming.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you. Anyone wish to be heard? Anyone else?
So Kim McConville, 426 Hamburg Avenue. Kind of in touch with the tower project, but would the city be willing to sign or create an ordinance to ban data centers within Safe Harbor? Sorry about that, sorry.
And data center.
Yeah.
We could take that into consideration, as I said, you know,
Okay.
I don't think it's something we would want to decide right now. And
I'm not saying like right now, you must answer my question, but.
there's really no place to put a data center.
They're crazy, like, oh.
You mean in regards if the facility were to fail and then like,
If the
because I know that's been stated in the past, people had said that if it failed, then it's just gonna be another data center, which.
Yeah, I mean, if it would fail or if somebody else.
This site is
decide-
nowhere near the
Right, but I mean,
acreage they would need.
I mean, it could be any other privately owned land too in the town that they might want to do this stuff.
There is no other land, right?
Yeah, the upland parcels that you have, none of them are big enough with a contiguous area to draw use.
There's no land.
A lot of our land is wet.
I'm just asking for an extra layer of protection for the town, the residents, the neighboring
But
residents.
the whole thing is asking Egg Harbor to sign an ordinance for no data centers, then we should ask Mullica to sign.
Oh, I
an
agree.
ordinance,
Oh,
and we should ask Galloway and we should ask.
100%, yes.
We should ask Pomona
Yes.
and, you know what I mean? If we're gonna turn around and put that blanket on Egg Harbor, then we should extend it to
Yeah.
all of Atlantic County. Just because we're
Right.
putting this in, shouldn't put that
Everybody
blanket over
Right.
us.
No. I
That's
just-
my personal opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think that
You know.
Mullica should as well. I do have an engineering question, sorry, and that is not my realm, so I'm sorry. Hamburg Avenue has, I believe, 3 bridges on it. Has there been any load testing on them in regards to this project? Because the construction or the trailer entrances are right now on the designs, all on Hamburg Avenue. So has there been any check on?
Yeah, please. Go ahead.
So all bridges in Atlantic County are controlled by the county. So the county maintains them, they do inspections. Until they are derated, they're assumed to have a weight limit truck rating, which is an 80,000 pound truck. Which in the worst case scenario is actually not a tractor trailer because the load is spread over a large area. It's a concrete truck or a loaded triaxle. So like an asphalt truck, things like that. Those are the heaviest trucks on the road. So if the county derates a bridge, they have to post it in advance so that no trucks go that way. So I mean, we could reach out to the county to confirm, but as far as I'm aware, the bridges are not derated. There's no signage posted, so we have no reason to believe that their capacity is
So
less than
it's-
80,000 pounds.
Hoping we'll when they drive over.
Well, I mean, we'll
And yeah, the
confirm with
state,
the
right.
county, but yeah, if the county had a concern, if they did an annual inspection and found that the bridge had, substandard elements or had degraded or whatever, they would go up and post it. For years, the old Ohio Avenue Bridge going from Venice Park to Atlantic City had a rating of 12,000 pounds or 20,000 pounds, whatever it was. So again, if there's not a weight limit posting stating otherwise, the weight limit is 80,000.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And then I just thank also for the added police patrols on Hamburg. I feel it's like much better when I'm like running every day on this, so it's much better. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have one more question, which is okay.
All right.
I'm looking, my eyes went good, but I looked at this plan and it looks like there's nothing on Lost Snow. So there's no entrance, oh, okay.
The landfill is closed.
Oh, I
We-
see, okay.
Yeah,
It's the same plan I saw before.
Correct. This is literally just a call. That's for discussion of the plan.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else wish to be heard? Okay, start on this, Heist.
I have nothing.
Mr. Ortiz,
I don't know.
Mr. Doe,
Nothing.
Says.
Nothing.
I just wanted to say thank you to the people who've been showing up at meetings. I attend hundreds and hundreds of meetings every year. And often people are afraid to get up and speak their mind on an issue. And I just wanted to thank everybody for showing up and being respectful, because I've also seen people be very disrespectful to their elected public officials. So thank you very much.
Okay, I don't have anything in particular. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Opposed.
I go home and I say, oh, it's awful. And then I have food.
I'll put it out there, yeah. And it's really respect.
Yeah.
But I think even the